How's everybody doing? We got we got a couple people on Zoom here. We also got a bunch of people on Facebook. Thanks everyone for coming. This is the weekly huddle, May 7th. It's Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. So let's jump right into it. As always, couple quick housekeeping things. Shareholders is coming up quickly. So make sure you go to expshareholdersummit.com. Make sure you register. You can invite people to this as well. It is going to be held in EXP World. Make sure you get your breakout sessions picked up and click on the ones that you want to attend so that you know where to go and what you're looking at. Also, do not miss the main stage, Glenn Sanford, talk. That's going to be amazing. He's going to talk about the current situation of our company and the future and lots of great announcements. Of course, this is the shareholders meeting, so they're going to talk a lot about EXP World Holdings, our stock. First quarter just came out. As lots of the numbers that we did, we crushed it as usual. The whole stock market's kind of a mess right now. If you follow the stock market, everything's kind of going up and down for no particular reason. There's a lot of just scarcity going on, I guess, and unknown, but just keep trucking away. We're doing awesome as a company, and it's a great time to buy stock. As always, Impact Worldwide, that's what we're on right now. Live streaming, that's where announcements, interviews, training, streams, all of that type of stuff. EXP and Impact announcements go there. If you guys want to collaborate on a business to business level, from like real estate related questions, recommendations, services offered, and so forth, go to Impact Real Estate Collaboration, Impact Group Real Estate Collaboration. We'll let you in that group and we can talk about those things there. As always, we're such a large group. You guys have done such a great job of coming together and growing organizations all over the world now that we have a bunch of people on Impact Worldwide from other states, other countries, and so forth. And they don't want to see questions about who's the best attorney in Charlotte. So that's why we created Impact Group Real Estate Collaboration. All right. I left this here because a lot of people don't know where this is. And a lot of things that I talk about on this weekly huddle are questions that are constantly asked of many of us. And lots of people just don't know. So I'm just kind of keeping you in the know, hopefully. So everybody has a join site. So it's your first and last name .exprealty.careers. There's no www in front of it. So don't do that. Just pop it in the line in your URL search and it should pop right up. There's lots of great information on there. If you haven't looked at yours, you should know where it is. You should know what's on it and so forth. That's where you send people when they want to sign up. There's lots of great information about the company as well on there. So one of the things we get a lot of questions about are just kind of things that people talk about, or like when you're talking about EXP, there's just a lot of information that people don't know, and they're misled by their own companies, or people just said the wrong thing at some time. So I thought this would be really helpful to kind of go through 10 different things that you should know about EXP, and maybe how, some information on how to explain them to people. One of the big things is, hey, it's a cloud-based company. I don't know if there's going to be any collaboration. I'm going to be on an island. There's no communication. But it's actually the complete opposite of that. And that was one of our concerns when we came to this company 4 years ago. No one really knew about it. So the entire company is under one umbrella. And what that means, there are no franchises. So if you've ever been in a franchise model, I'm going to pick on Keller Williams a little bit because I was there for 10 years, but we were in, a Cornelius Market Center. We never spoke to the people and collaborated with the people in Mooresville or South Park or Ballantyne or Fort Mill. I mean, there's like 10 of them in Charlotte. We never talked to them unless we went to a national event. So we didn't share any ideas. We didn't grow. And basically, when you're in a franchise model and you're in your cubicle, your biggest competition is the person in the next cubicle next to you. You know, you want to beat their numbers and you want to compete against them. So you're sure as heck not going to share anything with them. So have everything under one umbrella. So there's 50,000 plus agents now, and we all collaborate using the amazing tools that our company has. So the entire company participates in usage of communication tools like eXp World. There's state offices. There's over 500 staff members that serve us, and we're all communicating together. So they're hearing what the entire company's saying, not just one little town or one little market center and so forth. There's Workplace. Workplace is gold. I say that over and over on here. You guys need to hop on there at least once a day and just browse, look at what's going on in the main news feed or EXP announcements. There's over 4,000 topics in there with 50,000 agents contributing. So unlike, you know, at another company, if you put a question, even if they had Workplace, if you put a question in there's no reason for the agents to really be in there because they don't care if you're in Montana and you succeed. But here they do because we're all shareholders in this company. So when you put a question in KV Core lead gen group, you'll get 25 answers. They just all help you out. And there's over 4,000 different topics you can choose from. So that is a great place to collaborate. Workplace chat, we have instant access to anybody in the company. You can just reach out to them directly in Workplace chat. If you don't have that on your phone, you should have it. And obviously your organization. We're in an awesome organization in Impact. So if you know of someone that's not getting the help that you think they need, or possibly they were brought into the company, Robin, you got to mute. You there, Robin?
I'm here, but it's muted on my end.
Okay. I don't know. Somebody's not muted. All right. There we go. I think that's better. Yeah. So, you know, you collaborate with your organization. Impact offers a ton of stuff in the Impact group. We do, you know, huge events once, you know, COVID's over, and hopefully we'll get back to that this summer. And we're not only doing them in Charlotte, we're doing them in Florida. We're doing them in Maryland. I mean, we're doing them in a lot of different places in our organization. So where the bigger groups are and the bigger growth is, that's where we're going. And it's fun. So, and then you also have your what we'll call your upline. There are people in your organization and your sponsor have people that they, you know, sponsored them. So there's a whole bunch of people that are willing to give back and collaborate with you as well there. Support. That's one of the biggest things that people talk about. I'm not going to have any support. I'm working from home, or I'm working from a Regis office. You know, they're used to, in their mind, they think because there's upstairs, there's a room that says team leader on it or broker, that's their support. And it, you know, half the time that they're not there because they're doing their job. But support is over the top at EXP. You've got your brokers of record. So for instance, here in North Carolina, where we are, there's 7 brokers of record. Of course, you're assigned to one broker, but if they're not available, you've got 6 other ones that you can reach out to. They work together. They're paid well. They have benefits. That's how they get quality people. So you have an amazing amount of support. And obviously you can communicate with them the normal ways like you would at any other company, through text, you know, possibly email or phone. But Workplace chat is even quicker because they're looking for that. And then you have EXP World. There's always hours that the brokers are working. You go right into EXP World, you go into the state rooms, you pick your state, and there's someone there every day, all day, waiting to answer your questions and help you out. So make sure you know that as well. Obviously, I said earlier, there's over 500 people in the EXP World as a staff that are supporting us, from tech support to state support to onboarding to accounting. Anything you can imagine, there's support for them. So make sure you're utilizing that as well. And you know that. And I'm telling you this so that you have this knowledge base to have an intelligent conversation with someone else when they say, hey, there's no support. EXP self-help rooms. So if you go to the drop down and say you were going to go into onboarding. There's also in the dropdown for onboarding, you could either go to the office or it says self-help room. If you hit self-help room, you walk into a room and there's actually interactive things on the wall that you can click on that might answer your questions. So that's another option as well. You have eXp Enterprise, which is your dashboard that has all sorts of ways that you can get support and get your questions answered. You have eXp Cloud. If you haven't heard of that, eXp Cloud is where you can get quick access to the daily calendar at eXp and eXp World. There's also a ton of drop downs at the top that lead to all different things, including eXp Knowledge Base, which is basically a quick Q&A, frequently asked question type of platform. So if you go to eXp Knowledge Base within eXp Cloud, it's the drop down. Knowledge Base will answer just about any general question you could ever have. And then, of course, in Workplace, you've got all your state groups and your topic groups. If you have questions, the staff and 50,000 agents are there to help you and support you. Number 3, education. This is the funniest one because they're like, oh, we have so many things at our office and we get so much help. Well, there's no way in the world someone can do 75 to 100 hours of live training. And that's what we have at this company. 75 to 100 hours of weekly live, that's weekly live training in eXp World. And once again, these are taught by top coaches, top trainers, top agents in the company, and they're giving their time because they want the company to grow. And when we grow, our numbers grow, the stock grows, everything grows. They're also, if you're an icon agent, that's one of the requirements. You have to give back. So you've got these top agents in the company that are telling you how they got to that icon level and being a top producer. There's mentor programs. There's the Fast Start program, Excel program, Icon program, iConversation, which is basically a chat. It's like a fireside chat they have every week they pick 4 or 5 icon agents from around the country and they just say, this is how we did it. And that you get some great nuggets there. There's archived live sessions. I've showed you that before. If you go in Workplace, you go to eXp University, you'll see all the archived live sessions as well as all of those modules like the Fast Start program, Excel, Icon, and so forth. State training. So, a lot of people say, well, that's great in the eXp world. You got all this great stuff to build your business, but what about my state? What about the laws? And what about this? Each state, if you go into eXp, the Workplace state groups, you'll see tons of training in there. And you can also click on file. You see lots of great things that the brokers have put together, frequent files that people ask for. So if you're in the Workplace state groups, make sure you hit the little file button at the top. You see stuff in there. And then there's all sorts of state training that they do on a weekly basis. And then, of course, live and local organization groups. We try and offer a bunch of stuff to our agents. And then you have your expanded groups. So I talked about like your upline and different organizations that are within our organization and the organizations that we are all in. Like Impact, the Brent Gove organization we're part of, Mega Expansion, which is Cliff Freeman's group. He's in our organization. He's above us. Go Getters is AJ's, and I think he just changed the name of it. But they all offer training, and that we're all within those organizations. So we have amazing access to all of those things. So when you talk about education, it's off the charts with this company. Number 4, we're obviously a leader in technology. We're a cloud-based company. eXp World is augmented reality office. That's what it's called. It's it's owned by Virbela. Virbela is owned by eXp World Holdings. So you're a shareholder in that software company as well, which is huge. Over the last 2 years, Virbela has gone through the roof as far as other companies acquiring it for their technology and their collaboration, especially due to COVID. And they're all seeing that they can save a boatload of money on bricks and mortar and not having to have all of that brick and mortar expense. So eXp World app, if you don't have the app, you might not have even known there is an app for EXP World. It's a voice app. So say if you're in the car, you just hook it up to your Bluetooth or plug it in and you can listen to a state meeting or a class. So go to EXP World Intercom in your app store. That's what you'll plug in, put EXP World Intercom, and you'll see the app. And that allows you to go right into a particular room within EXP World and hear what's going on. And you could even talk back to the room with that app as well. Pretty cool. Workplace and workplace chat, we talked about that. That is created by Facebook. I believe we are the largest or second largest user of workplace in the world as a company. EXP Enterprise Dashboard, that is where all of your tools and access to all of your tools are. And then if you're building your organization, when you go into your enterprise dashboard and you go into your revenue share drop down, you'll see myexprealty.com. I believe you can just get there through my.exprealty.com. That's the new revenue share organization dashboard. It shows how many people in your organization are, what your dashboard is, as far as what your revenue share is, the amount of agents coming into your organization. It also shows the people that are in your organization, their contact information. Also shows all the people above you. So if you need help or someone that you know needs help, they can go right into my.exprealty.com and look at their upline. It's in the upper right-hand corner. And you could say, oh, you're in so-and-so's organization. You need to reach out to this person and they'll get you all the help you can ever want. So that's good to know as well. So technology, of course, we're at the forefront of that. The average agent, they want leads too. Leads are very important. It's, kind of one of the most important things to driving your business, especially when you're starting. Leads, when we talk about leads, we're usually talking about internet leads. There's lots of other types of leads, but, we use KV Core as a company. You can create and generate self-generated leads by using squeeze pages and landing pages. If you're not familiar with how to do that or what that is, you just go and go into Workplace and you can look up KV Core, and there's lots of people that will tell you how to do that. And there's little workshops on that and videos and so forth. Make It Rain is the pay-per-click and Facebook ad program that EXP owns. And if you wanted to pay for some leads, you can go ahead and do that. Hey, Kelly, you need to mute. You're not muted. So if you want to just have some leads that way, you can do that as well. Mayo is the group that we created here in Charlotte, but there are many more kind of copying around the country. And that is an acronym that stands for Make It Your Own. A while back, lots of agents in our organization were asking, hey, can I use your listings to market in order to generate buyer leads? And everyone was saying, of course, yes, use mine, use mine. So we created a group called Mayo, Charlotte EXP Realty, I believe it's called. And any listing that is put on that group is free game for you all to market and post on social media and try to drive traffic to your website and generate leads. So basically if you see 123 Smith Street in there, you can go into your KV Core or whatever platform you're using, look up 123 Smith Street in Charlotte, find that listing, and then put it in your social media, put some words to it. And then when someone clicks on that listing, it goes right to your website, they sign in, you get a lead. And hopefully you can possibly sell that particular house. And then that listing agent's going to be real happy. So that's a cool group that we've done. If you're in another part of the country or the world, it's a great idea for you to do that as well. Make it your own. Workplace and EXP World classes for lead gen as well. There's lots of tips and cool things in there that you can utilize pretty much for any CRM website platform. It doesn't necessarily have to be KV Core. So leads, we've got plenty of information on that as well as a company. EXP Marketing Center. That's another thing. People come and they're like, well, what about marketing? I get, flyers from my company and we have some templates and so forth. Well, at EXP, the EXP Marketing Center, which you can sign in either through Enterprise and scroll down, you'll see the Marketing Center at the bottom, or you can go to expmarketingcenter.com and sign right in with your Passport username and password. There's over 8,000 custom editable marketing pieces in there that you can, all your information's already in there. So your face will show up, your picture, all of your contact information. You can change the pictures within, obviously, each marketing piece. You know, if you have a particular listing or whatever you're trying to market, and you can change the colors. There's lots of different templates. It's very interactive. There's everything that you can imagine in there. So there's marketing for agent attraction, listing flyers, postcards, social media, EXP partners, door hangers, business cards, buyer and listing packets, letterhead, helpful docs like checklists, other things. There's even different marketing pieces in other languages. So if you needed some Spanish speaking marketing, that's in there as well. There's newsletter templates and video, there's everything. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. And if someone ever asks, hey, do you have any marketing? You know, we've got a boatload of it that they can access easily. Healthcare options. No other company has a high-level healthcare option like EXP. They partnered with Clearwater Healthcare. If you are interested in learning more about the Clearwater options for healthcare, you can go into the workplace group, EXP Agent Healthcare, and you'll see all the different things in there. You can actually go right in there with Margot. She's one of the primary reps there, and she'll set up a private call with you and talk about your different options. The way they can get the health plans, healthcare plans at such a good rate is, one, we're 30 to 50,000 people. So that's a large group. So that keeps cost down, but they also have sectioned the plans into non-pre-existing and existing groups. So if you are a non-pre-existing person, so if you don't have a pre-existing condition, you are put into this particular group, and it's a low risk group. So the rates are very, very competitive. If you have something that's existing, it may still be competitive, but they're going to do their best. And they said they'll flat out tell you, you know what, you might be able to do better elsewhere if you have, this, and this, but this is what we can offer. So at the very least, I would get a consult and see what it's about. They have family plans and so forth. Retirement program, obviously, we're all familiar with the stock equity program. If you guys are not doing this, you're insane. It adds up and it compounds over time. So the EXP retirement stock equity program is basically taking 5% of your commission and putting it towards stock, and they'll give you that stock at a 10% discount. So that 10% discount plus stock market has a historical growth of 10% annually. EXP stock went up over 300% last year, but we'll just use 10%. So if you took a 10% discount and a historical growth at 10%, that's 20% annual gain. So if you're doing that every year, it adds up and it compounds. So if you're doing it this year, and then you add last year's to this year and so forth, and you keep adding more and more on it, and that gets 10% and 20%, it can grow very, very large. I use this as an example because, some people say, well, we're not you, or I'm not a top producer. There are 3 people on our team at LePage Johnson, 3 agents that have over $300,000 in stock just by doing this. So it's doable. I mean, and you just have it run in the background, and it's mind blowing when you open it up and you're like, wow, I got that much stock. How did that happen? So definitely do the agent equity program. The next thing is your stock awards program, which is the other part of stock at EXP. So there's different awards you can get by doing different production. And, right now they'll give you every year when you do your first transaction, and that transaction closes, you get $200 worth of stock awards for that first transaction. So every year you get that. Every year you roll over, you do a deal, you get $200 worth of stock. If you cap and you're a full capper, so you're not on a team. If you're on a team, you can't get this. $400 worth of stock if you cap at $16,000. If you attract an agent and you say, hey, do you want stock? Do you want a retirement program? Do you want revenue share? Do you want awesome tools? Do you want leads? Do you want all this stuff? And they come to the company, you get $400 worth of stock once they do their first deal. If you are a full capping agent and you do you cap at 16,000. And then as we all know, once you cap, you go to a transaction fee of $250 a transaction. So if you do 20 more transactions after that, that's approximately $5,000. So if you cap and do $5,000 in transaction fees and you're a good person and you're willing to give back to the company, you are an icon agent. And when you're an icon agent, they give you instantly vested $12,000 in the form of stock. So you get 12,000 of your 16,000 back in the form of stock. And if you go to each of the national events, so shareholders and EXPCon, they give you $2,000 to go to each one of those. So $2,000 worth of stock to go to EXPCon, $2,000 worth of stock to go to the shareholders meeting. So you get your entire stock, your entire cap of 16,000 back in the form of stock. So now that is 3 years vested as well. And I've obviously heard people say, well, I'd rather just have the 16 grand. I don't want stock. Well, to give you an idea, Shelly and I have iconed, we've been here 4 years. We've iconed 4 times. Each one of our icons is worth over $75,000. It was a $16,000 award. That's because it's compounded over time by sitting in there with your 3-year vest. So believe me, it's not a bad thing. Let it sit there, let it grow. So if you have all these stock awards growing in the background, along with your equity program, you're doing awesome. And meanwhile, you're doing your business, which is what we all do as agents. And we're getting commissions and we're building a business. So can't touch that. Obviously, the revenue share program. Oh, actually, wrong slide. This one shouldn't be here. Revenue share. So here's revenue share. So what I did, I used this slide once before. So this shows how revenue share works in a single transaction. So if you look to the left here, you see Bob. Bob's not with EXP. So Bob and Julie, who is with EXP, do a deal. Bob says, hey, Julie, how do you like EXP? I love it. Let me show you more about it. She shows Bob EXP. Bob's like, this is a no-brainer. Bob joins EXP. So if you move to the right there, Bob's transaction. So next month, Bob goes out and does a $400,000 deal at a 2.5% commission. It's a $10,000 commission to make it easy. We're on an 80-20 split at EXP. So if you go below that, you'll see Bob's $10,000 gross commission. Bob gets 8,000 of it. So that goes right up to Bob there. 20% is going towards his cap. So he shoots that up to EXP. And EXP says, hey, Julie, thanks for bringing Bob to the company. We don't have any brick and mortar. We don't have all this crazy overhead. We don't have franchise owners. We don't have regional owners taking their piece. Thank you for building our company with great agents like Bob. We're going to give you 3.5% of Bob's gross commission, which was $10,000. And at the end of the month, Julie gets a $350 direct deposit from EXP out of their 20%. That's how revenue share works. So they're just sharing the revenue in a company that would normally go to your regional owners and your franchise owners and all the franchise building bills and all of that. Instead, it's going to the true people in the field that are helping build the company with great agents like Bob. So that's how a single transaction works. So as we all know, also EXP offers 7 levels of revenue sharing, which allows agents to grow their organization worldwide. And so for every 5 agents Julie were to attract, she would open up that second level. So if Julie had 5 people that she personally attracted to the company, and then Bob attracted Sam, and Sam did a deal, Bob and Julie would both get revenue because Sam is on Julie's second level and she has 5 agents that she personally attracted to the company. Therefore, she has opened the second level of revenue. And that's how opening the next levels works. So if Julie got to 10 agents that she brought to the company, she would open up her third level. And she got to 15, she'd open up her fourth level, and so on. Goes all the way up to the 6th level. And then the final level, which is the 7th level, actually you have to have 40 people in your frontline organization. But what this does is it allows agents to share in the revenue and help build a company with great agents. But the most important thing that this model does, it makes Julie really, really want to help Bob. Because she wants Bob to do well. Bob does well, revenue does well. Bob is ecstatic about all of the extra ancillary income he's making. He goes out and is telling everybody, this is amazing. Why don't you come do this? In addition to sharing in revenue, you also get stock for doing the business that you were already doing. And the support is off the charts. The education is off the charts. This is an amazing company. And then that's how it grows. And by the way, this company is growing at between 900 and 1,000 agents a week net. That's net. That's including the attrition. You're always going to get people that drop off or retire or don't get plugged in, and they're going to drop off. So 1,000 a week net is pretty incredible. So that's how revenue share works. Those are 10 things that you should know about EXP. So when people ask you, you can really answer your questions. And, once again, this last slide fits right into the segue, is you're not trying to sell them on the company. You are basically answering some questions, being excited, enthusiastic about it, and say, you know what? I want you to meet somebody who really helped me understand it. And, you go to a Tanya Rose, you go to a Kathy Burns, you go to me, you go to Shelly, and, several other people that you feel would be a good match for them and know about the company, and you have them do it for you and with you. And what that does, it's that third party validation. When it comes from that third person, it's not a pitch. It's like, hey, I'm just helping you out and helping you understand it. This is amazing. It's almost like they feel like you have no skin in the game. You're just taking your time and you are ecstatic about the opportunity. If it comes from you, they're going to be like, well, you just want me to join so you could make money. And that's just, that's not the case. We all grow together. The money comes, but we want them to make a lot of money for their family, their future, and so forth. So that's it. That's 10 things. Does anybody have any questions or thoughts or before we log off?
Good stuff.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. See you next week. Actually, hang on. Next week, I will not be here. I'll be in Arizona at Brent Gove. I see Chuck down there. So we'll see you there. And wait until the next week. I'll have some goodies when we come back from there. See you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you, Chuck.
Bye, guys.